My name is Joseph Salahi. I was born in Tehran, in Iran, on December 10th. During the early years, lots of friends in the neighborhood. The way you live is you know almost every neighbor. Every neighbor has it's like a family oriented kind of a neighborhood. On Thursdays and Fridays, it was fun time. You would go to movies. We had wonderful theaters. We would go to restaurants, all kind of wonderful restaurants, similar to what you see on Rodeo Drive, what you would see in West Los Angeles or Westlake Village or any other metropolitan city. Very modern. We would go to nightclubs. I remember there was a place, if I can remember the name, where we would go to Ice Palace. And Ice Palace, you would go ice skating, and also next to it, in the same building, you had a nightclub where the youth will go there dancing. I remember one time when I was young, one of the Four Tops was over there. He was just visiting Iran, and the band was playing, and they realized who he was, and they asked him to go over there and play a few tunes, and it was just outstanding, awesome, very, 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 very fun. Then we would go during the summer to Caspian Sea, beautiful beach town, beautiful city. It was just a wonderful, wonderful life. Excellent experience, good memories. When I was 17 years old, obviously all the youth in Iran, and I believe even today, they are very much pro-Western, especially United States. We just loved the United States, and more than any other state, we loved California. Most of the movies were made here, so it looked like it was our home. We already knew how it is, and we had a lot of people who had already migrated that had gone to school in California. So at the age of 17, when I finished high school, I couldn't wait to come to California and see some of my friends who were already here. My father was in the Air Force, and he had many American friends. So we flew on a C-130 from Tehran, and we landed in Athens, in Greece. After that, this whole trip from there to here, we stopped in every city almost 2, 3 days. After spending a couple of days in Athens, we went to an island in the middle of Atlantic Ocean called Azores, kind of like Hawaii. Wonderful town, and I remember as a young man, 17 years old, sitting on the beach and just dreaming, thinking, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna live? Who am I gonna marry? What kind of children am I gonna have? What kind of work am I gonna do in life? After Azores, we flew to Chicago, and it was a winter night when we landed. Snow was everywhere, it was freezing. I had to go and buy myself a raincoat. I remember a blue raincoat. To this day, I remember it very well. For the 2, 3 days that we spent there, I used it almost every day. Then from there, we came to California. We landed Los Angeles Airport. I remember I was still wearing the raincoat in Redondo Beach, walking on Artesia Boulevard. I noticed everyone is looking at me. They go and they turn around and they look at me, and I was wondering, why is it that they're looking at me? Something special about me? Later on, I realized it never rains in Southern California. Even if it rains, nobody has a raincoat. It was a very funny experience. So to this day, I remember that. When I was going to school, I met a good friend of mine, and my friend and myself, we decided that when we finished Cal Poly, I went to California Polytechnic University. Even though it was engineering school, we decided to do business. We decided to open a clothing store, which we subsequently did. We opened a clothing store in Hermosa Beach, and within a year we were so successful that we were able to open a second one in Rolling Hills. I also had another friend with him. We also were considering opening a restaurant, but that was not the time because we didn't have the funding. In the meantime, I had gotten a job in Host International Restaurant, the theme building in the middle of the LA airport. I was the captain of that restaurant, where I had opportunity to meet very distinguished members of the society, actors, actresses, kings and queens, just name it, businessmen. I went to Europe when I was working there, and after I came back from Europe, I saw this absolutely gorgeous hostess, And I absolutely, my heart said, I feel this chemistry with this gorgeous girl. Uh, I said, this is the girl that I've been dreaming of all my life. This girl is going to be my wife. But unfortunately, when I went downstairs to have some dinner, one of my colleagues came to me and says, "So how was trip in Europe?" I said, "It was fantastic." I said, "Who is that girl?" She says, "Oh, don't even think about her. Her name is Mary, and I think she's either engaged or she's got a boyfriend and she's very serious. Don't even think about her." So I was saddened, but I said, "Well, maybe this wasn't meant to be." So I didn't really pursue her. I was just nice to her. I realized that on purpose she had told the other guy that she was engaged so that he would leave her alone because she wasn't interested in him, but she was really interested in me. That first meeting led to a marriage and later 3 children, 1 boy and 2 girls, that started and lasted for 27 years. In the beginning of my life, I thought that, even believe it or not, at the age of 2022, I thought that I knew it all. I thought that I had an opinion, I had knowledge, and I knew exactly what direction to go on every issue that you would be faced in life. But I realized later, and today I can tell you that I realized I don't know anything. And I had to start from scratch. And every day of my life, I learned something from my children, I learned something from colleagues, and the most important thing is to be open to constructive criticism. Enjoy life. You never know if you're going to be here tomorrow. Forget about yesterday. Don't focus on yourself. Don't think that you are all and everything circles around you. See what you can do for other people and enjoy this satisfaction that you will get out of that.